Hey there, and welcome to day 2 of the Uppercase Bootcamp, a 7-day challenge for practicing the Copperplate uppercase basic strokes. I'm Charisse of Piecescalligraphy, and I'm so honored to host this bootcamp with my amazing friend, Nina Tran. For each day of the bootcamp, you'll find a new video here from me on YouTube where I'll take you through the goals of that day and demonstrate how to complete the practice. If you're new to the challenge or catching up, head over to my website for all the details, or you can click the links down below for all of the replays. All right, are you ready for day 2? Let's do this. So for day 2, we're going to be doing twists. So really fun because we're taking that same capital stem that you saw in the last video for day 1. And remember when we lifted our pen after each stroke because we wanted to make sure we created each stroke, maintained that stroke integrity, one of my favorite words, then we are going to be connecting our strokes in this drill. We're not going to be lifting up our pen. Now, to be completely clear, we will lift our pen in order to move your hand across the page, but in general, you're going to be creating these twists without lifting your pen. The idea is to have this continuous movement and at the same time remembering to press down on the slant line so you get that pressure and then releasing that pressure. So just getting more comfortable with that with your pen. Just to remind you, our goals here are progress, no matter how small or big, conquer the pen, and just learn as much as we can, okay? And I know this is really vague, you guys. Maybe your goals from day 0 or maybe your own personal goals are different, but I wanted to just share this kind of as the running theme and the group goal that we have for this whole boot camp. So hopefully this is helpful for you. Okay, so let's do the twists. So as a refresher, if this is our X height here, as a refresher, we have our baseline, our header, our first ascender line, and our second ascender. And the capital stem it consists of a curve, a full pressure, straight line, and then another curve, okay? And the thing about the capital stem is that you want to make sure that this middle portion here is a straight line, and then these areas here are curves, okay? So now we're going to add a bit of a twist. So you can start this drill in 2 ways. You can start at the baseline and come up with a light stroke, turn around because you're going to make this loop, and then you're going to create the capital stem, and then you're going to turn it into a loop. Then you're just going to repeat. So capital stem, but then turn in a loop. Capital stem, make a loop. So you can imagine how this drill is different than the one before, but we're trying to maintain that capital stem shape, okay? The other way you can start this off is with a curve, a C curve, and then you can create your twist from there. Okay, don't worry about these being perfect right now. You can kind of see mine aren't perfect at all, but a couple things that I want to point out. Okay, so first of all, can you see the capital stem? If I were to take this point and this point, then this should resemble the capital stem. Do you see that? Okay. And then just to give you a frame of reference, I started from the baseline here, and then I started out here with a C curve. Okay, the goal here is to create these capital stems and create them as evenly as possible. And one way to do that is to notice the width of that shade, okay? And just try to keep that pacing as even as you can. Another thing that you want to keep in mind is these loops here, they don't have to be any particular size, but just aim for consistency, Okay, what you don't want to do is have something that looks like this. A really large loop and then a tiny one. Okay, it's kind of its own unique style, isn't it? But you wouldn't want to do that. You don't want to do the opposite, something too small and then something too big, or just an inconsistent variation of it. Okay, so we wouldn't want to do anything like this. Just if you want to keep them kind of small, then keep them small. Try to cross so that you get the same size of a loop. If you want them a little bit larger, that's okay too. Just try to still focus on the capital stem as you're creating it. So I'm creating my large loop, but then as I come down right here, now I'm thinking of the capital stem, I'm creating it, and then I can release out. Okay, so either of these are okay. And then as you can tell, it's just this continuous line across, but at some point, right, it gets kind of hard to reach. Like if I started with my pen here, I created these loops. At some point, I'm going to want to lift my hand and bring it over so that, or bring my page across, right? That way my hand's not totally moving all across the page. So what you can do at that point, I would just lift my pen somewhere in the middle of the thick stroke. Then I can go back in here and continue in there. Or it doesn't matter, because honestly, we're just practicing right now. So if you lift your pen halfway through the hairline and then you pick it back up and it's not the smoothest connection, that's okay. Don't stress over those things. That's not the place to worry about it. What you want to worry about is building your capital stem, your comfort, and your confidence in the structure, and just conquering the pen as you go. Because once we get into the capital letters, they're really advanced, and there's just so much variation to the capital letters that you don't want to have any kind of doubt or be not very confident in the basic strokes themselves. And so these drills will push you and build that muscle memory that you need. Okay, so let me go ahead and hop over to my handy dandy short version of the Bootcamp Guidelines. So we're on day 2 here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of twists. And I'm adjusting my page to get that right direction of my pen. And remember, at any time, if you feel like you want to take a break, take a break. Stop and analyze your work. Take a look at what you just did. Don't just keep mindlessly going without any kind of critique. So I'm going to stop here, okay, and kind of observe. I feel like my loops here on the left started out a little bit more narrow and then they got wider. I do feel like my shade is slightly coming off there. This one I got back on to the slant line, that is. Okay, so those are things to keep in mind. I like the pacing, so I'm okay with that. So I'm just gonna do it one more time. And feel free to experiment if you want to try large loops one time and then try smaller loops another time. That would be fine, and actually really helpful too, just to continue with that mastery. Okay, and that is day 2. So thanks so much for watching this video. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know in a comment below if you are joining in. Maybe you've just been watching the videos so far, but you're enjoying them. Give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, concerns, or you'd like me to elaborate on anything, please leave that in a comment down below as well. And as always, I'd love to see your work, so definitely tag me on Instagram. I'm over here at Piecescalligraphy. This is Nina's Instagram at AnnandTran, and she is the amazing calligraph friend of mine helping me host this bootcamp. You can find everything you need to know on my website, and I'm super excited to see your work. Please include these hashtags as well. hashtag Copperplate_bootcamp, hashtag Piecescalligraphy_bootcamp, hashtag AnnandTran_bootcamp. And I will see you next time for day 3 of our bootcamp. Super excited to continue this with you. And remember, we will be doing the alphabet with hand-lettered ABCs in August, so keep an eye out for that. And I will see you next time. Bye.